In this video, I'm going to explain user profile update process. So if we go to the user.php, first thing I have done, created this session start. So this session start will check if the logged in user already have a session, then it will return it. Otherwise, it will create a new session. Then I have used the connection.php because we are going to write SQL query. And then using this if statement, I check if there's a session u variable. If this session u variable exists, then get this email from this session u variable and assign it to this email address. So where is this session u is from? We create this session u inside the sign in process. So when the user, every time a user logged in or sign in, we will create the variable called session u and assign that user's data or that user's object to this session u variable. So in here, in this user profile, what we doing is we checking if this session u, there is a variable called session u and assign that session u email to this email variable. And after that, I have written 3 SQL queries. So using the database class inside, we have this search method, and I'm going to write select everything from users inner join gender and on users.gendid equal gendid where email is equal to this logged in user email. And in here also image rs to get the all image result set. I'm going to use this again. I'm going to write SQL query, select everything from profile image where user email is equal to the logged in user's email, and we will get the image result set. Same thing in here, address result set, select everything from users has address, inner join city, district, province where user's email is equal to logged in user, and get that logged in user emails and get that user's address, all address information. So after that, using fetch assoc, I'm going to get the details from these result sets and assign it to these 3 variables. And if we go inside here, what I have done is I check if empty, check whether this image data path is empty. If it is empty, that means this user has never updated the user profile image before. So therefore, I'm going to give this default image. This default image. This is the default image. This user gets this default image because this user hasn't updated the profile image before. If this path is not empty, that means this user updated the profile before. Then we are going to show that updated image. So if we go to the profile settings column, this column, in here you can see I have given the details, first name, the last name, mobile number. In here I haven't done any statements like this because these values or this data, the user gave all this data in the registration process. So when the user registered, that user gave the first name, last name, mobile name, password, email, all these values. So therefore, we don't need to do these statements here. And if we go to the address data, in here also I check whether the user updated the address or not. So if the address data line 1 is empty, that means this user hasn't updated the address before. So therefore, we are going to give an input with this placeholder, enter address line 1. If it is not empty, that means this user has updated before, and we are going to give that address data line 1 information. So like this user has updated the address before, that's why he get this number.282. So same thing happening in line 2 as well. And after that, we are going to get the province, district and city result set using these 3 SQL query. And then we are going to get the number of rows and assign it to these variables. So in select province, so inside this select, so in this select province, I have given a default option. So if the user hasn't given or updated the option, updated the province before, then that user will get the select province option. If the user updated the province, then we have to show that updated province. To show that, I'm going to use this for loop. So inside this for loop, what I'm doing is iterating this province, number of province rows, and so while it's iterating inside this for loop, I'm going to get the using province underscore rs fetch assoc, I'm going to get the data and assign it to this province data province data. So then I'm going to create another option tag. Inside this option tag, I have given the value attribute. Inside this value attribute, I have given the province data, province ID, the province ID. And then I have created two if statements. The first if statement, it checks if this address data province ID is not empty. If it is not empty, then go to the second if statement and check this province data province ID is same as the address data province ID. So if these two are the same IDs, then give the selected variable, and the selected variable will select this province ID and it will show the updated province ID. And in here I have given the province name. And this is the district and city, the same thing, same as the select province. So if we go to the last one, the last two input, postal code in here, so I check if this postal code empty, that means the user hasn't updated it. So we are going to give this input field with the placeholder, enter your postal code, or else that means user updated it before, so we are going to give that updated postal code. So in here I have given the gender, it is read only, user cannot change it but only can see the value. So in like this, the user can't change the gender here. And after that, the user can click, after changing the values, the user can click on updated my profile, and when the user click on this button, this function will update profile function will invoke. And if we go to the script.js, inside here you can see this is the function update profile. In here I get I have using document.get element by id, I'm going to get all the input values. If we go to the user profile again, in here each input I have given a unique id. So profile image id, first if name, mail name id, like that. I have given each input, I have given unique id. I'm going to go to that user profile and get the element by those ids and assign it to these variables. And now I have to send this data as a form. So for that, I'm going to use the form data. I'm going to use the form data class and assign it to this f variable. In here I'm going to send it as key value pairs. So f.append image, in here profile.image, I'm instead of using values, I'm going to use files, because this input here you can see this type is file, so it will give us an array file. So this dot files means this files is an array, so inside this array I want the 0th element, the first file, so and assign it to this img. So like that I'm going to get all the values, and in here to send the data asynchronously to the backend, I'm going to use xml http request and assign it to this r variable. And r.open, inside this open I'm going to send it as post method. I'm going to send it to user profile update process.php, and true means it's going to send it as asynchronous. And r.send, inside this r.send this f, and I'm going to send this form values to the backend. So if we go to the backend server, which means user profile update process.php file, inside here I have again started the session and brought the connection.php file because we are going to write query. In this, first I'm going to use this if statement and check if we have a session called u. So if we have a session variable called u, then take that inside the session variable we have the users logged in users email and assign that users email to this user email variable, and like that we are going to get all the values that we get from the front end and assign it to these variables. And I'm going and in using this if else and else if statement, I'm going to do validation checks. After all these values pass these validations, we are going to come to this last else statement. In here, first thing I'm going to do is updating the user's address. To update the user's address, first we have to get his address results set. So to do that, I'm going to use the search method in the database class. Select everything from users has address where user email is equal to logged in users email and get the result set, and we will get the result set and assign it to this address rs variable. And after that I'm going to get the number of rows from this address r num equals 1 means this user already updated the address before. So therefore I'm going to give update SQL query update user has address. If this is equal to 0, that means this user never updated the address before. So therefore I'm going to give insert into. The next is user profile image update process. So in here the first thing is I have created an array. Inside this array I have given extension jpg, jpeg, png, svg plus xml. Assign it to this allow image extensions, and then I have used this if statement. So I check whether files.image whether I got this whether I got this object called image. So this is how we accept files from the front end. So we send a file object from the front end, and this is how we accept from the back end. So we check whether we got a object called file img. So if we got it, that means assign that object to this img variable, and then inside this object we have a type, the file type. So assign that file type to this file type variable. In here, using this if in array, I'm checking whether this file type has one of these extensions. So in array helps us to search values inside an array. So I have given the search value, file type is the search value, so it's going to check this file type exist inside this array, whether it is a jpeg, jpg, jpeg, png or svg plus xml. If it doesn't exist, then we are going to send this file extension does not allow to upload. So after that we are going to create this new empty variable called new file type. In this if statements, we are going to see if the user uploaded the jpg, then we are going to assign this new file type to .jpg. If the user uploaded a jpeg, then we are going to assign this new file type to jpeg. If the user assigned a png, then we are going to assign this png to this new file type. Like that we are going to check. And in here what I have done is create the file path. So in here go inside this resource folder. Before that, we are not saving the image in the database, we are saving the image path in the database. So in here we are creating the path. So we go to the resource folder. Inside this resource folder, go to this profile image and the last name, and then give that image name, the user's last name, the mobile number, unique ID, and at the end the file type, the new file type. And then I'm going inside this image object, we have a temple name. This temple name means actually it's a temporary location, so we have to move that from that temporary location to this new location we created, and this new location exists in here. See, resources profile. So what I do is, using this move upload file method, going to move from temporary location to this new location. After that, image rs, we are going to use select query, select everything from profile image where user email is equal to logged in email, and assign it to this image rs result set, and take the number of rows. If the rs equal 1 means this user already updated the profile image before, then we are going to update it. If not, that means this user never updated the profile image before, then we are going to give a insert into. And after that, at the end, we are going to update the user's information. So in here, first thing, we are going to select everything from users where email is equal to user's email. Email is equal to the user's email, and assign it to this user's result set, and get the number of rows, user's result set number of rows. So if this number of rows equal 1 means this user exists in our database or exists in our system. If not, if it is equal to 0 means this user is not a valid user and this user doesn't exist in our system. So equal 1, we update the users all the information, first name, last name, email, password, mobile, and then we will send this message to the front end. So now I will show it to you. So in here I will change this name to Theshan Weerakkody. I will change the address. Address 2, and I will change here to Western District, Colombo, and this will change. I will change this postal code, and update profile. I will give a new profile image. So when I click update my profile, see the page reloaded, and the everything is now updated. So my name is changed, last name updated, address first and second address also updated, province, district, Colombo, city, postal code all are updated, and also as you can see my image is also updated. In here also my name changed, and in here I want to show you the new image. So see, the new image is saved inside this profile image. So this is the new image, and this is all for this video. Thank you for watching.